Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, you're audible.
Oh, great. So let's begin today's class. I'm in any comfortable posture. Back and neck should be straight. Then you can gently close the eyes. And start observing the breath. The inhalations, the exhalations, just keep the mind engaged with the breath. And shift the attention to the analyze the entire body. The neck and shoulders. Then come back to the breath. And once the body calm, the breath will really go and process Purak and reach. So keep the mind on the breath and see how your breath becomes slow, long, and deep. And the breath will also become stabilized. Just hold for 2 seconds, maximum go till 5 seconds. If you're comfortable with 2 seconds, you can elongate this period. And prepare yourselves for chanting Om 3 times, followed by 3 Shantis. Exhale completely and inhale for Om. Shanti. Shanti. Just feel the vibration. Join both the palms together and rub both the palms. And place them on the eyes. Very slowly, while blinking. Today we are starting with another pranayam. Today we are going to practice Ujjayi Pranayama. Let me write down the name for you. There are multiple names by which this is known. So Ujjayi, Ujjayi. It's also called the ocean's breath, victorious breath, psychic breath. So you can note this down. So as the name suggests, like the sound is like the waves of the ocean. When we do this pranayam, the sound, because of the sound, it has been given the name ocean's breath. And because of its quality of freeing a person from the bondages, it is given the victorious breath. The name victorious breath is given because of that reason. And psychic breath, this name is given because it has a very tranquilizing effect on the mind. And because of this effect, the name it is also known by the name of psychic breath. Okay. So let's go into the details of this pranayam. So first thing that you have to remember, first thing is the posture. Okay. So for this pranayam, this is the only pranayam out of all the pranayams that you will learn, which can be performed while walking, while standing, sitting, even in laying position. This pranayam can be performed. So this is the only exception out of all pranayam, and you can adopt any posture in order to perform this pranayam. So there is no need for you to specifically take out time to perform Ujjayi. While you're walking, you can breathe in this way just to relax yourself. Maybe sometimes we do not feel very calm, and this breath can actually help you to slow down the mental process and relieve that stress from the mind. Okay, so it's a very quick method. And because there is no restriction on the posture over here, so you can do it anytime. Yeah. And this can be like practiced for like a duration of 10-15 minutes. And it's very important to learn this properly because generally the technique is not caught properly. So once you are able to learn the technique properly, that is when you can go ahead and perform this like even for longer periods of time. Just make sure that you've caught the right technique, because if it goes wrong, then it can have a very adverse effect also. So this is true for each and every pranayam. If it is not performed properly, it can give you like side effects, like, and those side effects will not, of course, they won't be good. So why take that chance? So in these classes, aim to pick up the technique correctly, because of course in 1 month you won't be able to master the pranayam. You will take a very long time to do that. It requires a very deep sadhana. Just get the technique right, and then you can keep this practice for your lifetime, right? So then there is no restriction. Okay, so this Ujjayi Pranayam, like the duration is done as the posture when you are performing it in conjunction with other pranayams. Then you can go for a sitting posture. You don't have to specifically get up and walk around just because it can be done in that posture of the body also. So you can just go for a seated posture at that time. And mudras also, when it comes to mudras, you can adopt any of the mudras we have discussed. Chin mudra, Gyan mudra, Vayu mudra. And this practice you must have performed in your asana class also, Ujjayi Pranayama. But here maybe the technique that I'm teaching might seem a little different to you guys. So when I demonstrate that, I will give you proper details. Let's come to the contraindication. You can write down who should not perform this pranayama. So it's generally said that people who have a very introverted nature, they shouldn't perform this pranayama. And even people who have heart diseases, they should not combine retention. So they can perform this practice. People with heart disease can perform, but they should not combine retention, or like as you go into advanced practices, the concept of bandhas or locks come in. So without any lock and without any blood retention, a person with heart disease can perform this pranayama. Apart from this, there are no specific contraindications. So this directly impacts the throat region. Yeah. So it is working with the thyroid gland. So in benefits, you can write that anyone with hyper or hypothyroid, either like either of the extremes, they both can practice Ujjayi. It actually helps to balance out the you know uh, everything in the throat region, basically because you're contracting the throat region. So it helps you to balance out. It's a very tranquilizing pranayama. A person who practices this regularly will experience a lot of calmness. The relaxing effect can be very easily felt. It's a great practice if you have insomnia, if you are unable to sleep at night, then just lay down in Shavasana and perform the Ujjayi breath. It will help you. And it is also a very good pranayama for people who have hypertension because it has a tendency to slow down the heart rate. Um, in 𝐷𝐿𝐴 it is given that this pranayama is like helps with the disorders of the dhatus. Dhatus you must have studied in your Ayurveda class, so it removes the disorders of the dhatus. And it also helps to, you know, again, a very soothing effect on the nervous system also. Yeah, these are few benefits that you can derive out of this pranayama. So let me demonstrate the pranayama to you, then we will move into the practice. Also, this pranayama has a heating effect on the body. So this heating effect is not, felt as much as it is felt in Kapalbhati or Bhastrika, but overall, like if I were to categorize this pranayama, what kind of impact it is having, so it is increasing the body temperature, but you won't feel it like, like in Bhastrika, Kapalbhati, Suryabhedan also, we feel that instantly. But over here, you will feel this slowly. So I'll demonstrate the technique as given in 𝐷𝐿𝐴. So as a pre-practice, what you can do is you can just contract the glottis region. So over here, so the glottis, you have to basically contract the glottis so that a snoring type sound is generated. So for people who are unable to practice Ujjayi, they can start with the practice like very slowly. So slowly in the sense for a very short duration of time. So just generating the sound, again and again when you generate the sound very slowly, then you get a hang of where the contraction is coming and how you're going to work on it. So like a crow, the sound that the crow makes, something like that you are doing. So again and again you're contracting the throat region over here and you are feeling that sound. Okay, so if you're not able to do this when I demonstrate, some of you might not be able to do this in the first go for a long period of time, then go for this short practice. Okay, so in Hatha Pratipika, it is given that this pranayam, like, so you come in a comfortable sitting posture. So right now we will do it in a sitting posture. If you're feeling too tired, you can lie down and do this. But for catching the initial technique, you will have to sit and do it, because this contraction that you have to give in the throat, if you lie down, it won't come that easy. Like, at least as per my experience, it took me, like, it was better for me when I was sitting and doing this before, like, at least till the point you get a hang of it. After that, you can go ahead and do it in lying position also. Okay, so just close the eyes, relax the breath. Now when you will inhale, there is going to be a sound that is produced. Okay. So during exhalation also there was a very subtle sound, only I could hear that. I'm not too sure if you guys were able to hear it. But during inhalation, there is contraction of the throat. So when you're teaching this to someone in an online class, you will immediately understand if they're performing it properly or not by seeing the contraction in their throat. Okay, so this is the basic technique. In Hatha Pradipika, you inhale and then you exhale through the left nostril. Okay, so we will again form the pranayam mudra with the hand, pranav mudra. Okay, and we will inhale. Exhalation is through the Ida Nadi or the left nostril. Okay, so this is the original technique as given in Hatha Pradipika. However, Ujjayi is also practiced like on an initial level when you exhale through both the nostrils. That is also correct. Okay, it's totally up to you which one you want to go ahead and practice. Yeah, and this has a very, like, it has a very soothing effect. And second thing is, if somebody has snoring issue, then this is a very effective technique. So in last month batch, we had someone who asked about sleep apnea. So it's a condition in which when you sleep, the tongue, has a tendency to fall back and hence block the respiration. So it's very effective in conditions like sleep apnea also. Okay. Any doubt in the technique?
Can I just double check? Hello, namaste. Can I just double check that when you were doing the mudra just now and the alternate breathing, were you doing that with the Ujjayi breath? You were
Yes,
doing
yes.
inhale with Ujjayi breath through the right nostril, exhale with the Ujjayi breath from the left nostril. So
No. So when I'm inhaling, I'm using both the nostrils. Okay. So inhalation is normal. Exhalation is left nostril. There is no alternate nostril breathing, but there is just the exhalation is through the left nostril. That is when you close the right nostril with the thumb, like we do for alternate nostril breathing. So the mudra is the same, but the technique is totally different.
you swapped nostrils.
No, I did not.
All right.
What I did was I inhaled through both the nostrils and created the sound. Yeah. Normal inhalation, and the contraction in the throat will create the sound. So mouth is closed, inhalation is through the nose only. Okay. And when I am exhaling, that is when I form this mudra with the hand and gently close the right nostril and exhale through the left. So, like, when you finish Nadi Shodhan, so you exhale through the left, so exhalation is taking place through that nostril. So only for exhalation, I am releasing the breath from the left nostril.
So just the normal breath, not including the Ujjayi now, not combining the Ujjayi and this together.
So
No.
that is happening. That is happening. So when I'm exhaling, there is a very subtle sound that I create, which only I can hear. So like this is the louder version. So when you exhale and this sound comes, so this sound is coming from the throat when I'm exhaling, but a much more subtle form I'm doing when I'm exhaling the breath out. Okay. So you guys won't be able to hear it, but there is still some pressure on the throat region when you are exhaling. The sound is not as audible as the previous one, and like, okay, I'll come to that point later. So it isn't as much as it is in the inhalation, but there is still some pressure on the throat when you are exhaling. It's just that when you are exhaling, rather than exhaling through both the nostrils, I'm just closing the right nostril and exhaling out through the left nostril. Yeah, is it a little bit clear, or should I explain one more time?
No, I think I know. I think I know what you mean. I just thought because you demonstrated Ujjayi first, and then we did this alternate, and I just wondered if you were demonstrating the alternate nostril here with the Ujjayi as the exhale.
No, 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 no.
No, okay, that was my misunderstanding. Then I apologize.
No worries about that. So
Thank
in both techniques you are doing Ujjayi breath only, but in one technique you are exhaling through both the nostrils. That is more commonly seen, and the second one I demonstrated is as per Hatha-yukta Deepika, where you just exhale through the left nostril. That's it. That's the only difference.
Okay. So exhaling Ujjayi or exhaling normal.
Exhale. You can go for any technique. Either you can exhale through both the nostrils. So sound is there when you are exhaling through both the nostrils, or you are just exhaling through the left. Sound will be there, but it is a very subtle sound.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. So the sound will be there when you're doing the alternate nostril. Yeah. Great.
So,
Thank you.
so both times there is sound. And so Ujjayi, like right now when I demonstrated, when I inhaled also, I created a very loud sound. But when you are going for your personal practice, then you can just keep the sound as loud as you can hear it. Okay. So even the inhalation would not be that loud, but for demonstration purposes, we increase that so that everybody can hear the sound of the contraction. Okay. So, but when you are practicing personally, when you will practice right now, so you guys can, when you inhale, the sound will not go this loud. It can be like lower than this, and exhalation, that sound is already very low. So you will know. Only you can hear it. That much sound will be enough for performing Ujjayi Pranayama. Any doubts? So the technique is clear.
Yes, it's clear. Thank you.
Okay. So then let's step into the practice directly. Yeah. So we are going to go for abdominal breathing, then we will go for yogic deep breathing, and then we will go for Ujjayi. Okay. So we are introducing one more breath today. So we will do yogic deep breathing also this time. Okay. So everybody just sit up on the mat. Back neck straight, gently close the eyes. And start observing the breath. Be in your posture. Back neck will remain straight. And keep the mind completely absorbed with the breath. Continuously staying with the breath. Even if your mind tries to run away, wanders away, it's okay, bring it gently back to the breath. And when you feel ready, just elongate the breath for slow, long, and deep inhalation, slow, long, and deep exhalation. Relax the mind and prepare yourself for the practice of abdominal breathing. Bring the right hand on the stomach. Exhale completely, contract the stomach. And then begin to inhale. Allow your belly to expand completely. And exhale. Once again, contract the belly properly. Go for a few breaths. Going into a deeper state and preparing yourself for Ujjayi Pranayama. Just use this breath. Prepare the body and the mind. And after 3 more breaths, just to end the practice. Back and neck is straight. Just allow your breath to be and stop. Once again, just prepare yourself for the practice of yogic deep breathing. Back, neck straight. can keep one hand on the abdomen, the other on chest, as you feel comfortable. Or if you can simply observe, just keep both the hands on the knees. And exhale out completely. Abdomen is in, chest is down. So you can inhale, expanding the abdomen and chest, and completely expanding the chest, giving rise to the collarbone. As you exhale, just relax the collarbone, chest goes in, and our stomach also goes in. Continue with breath. Go deeper with each breath. And just go for 3 more breaths and then suspend the practice. Back neck straight. Just observe the natural flow of breath. Check the mind, the breath, the body. If you feel you want to relax your posture, just relax the posture. And now prepare yourselves for entering into the main practice, the practice of Ujjayi Pranayama. We're going to begin with the practice. Exhale completely. Then as you begin to inhale, create that sound. Once you have inhaled completely, then exhale, creating a very subtle sound as you exhale. Then again go back into the process of inhalation. And exhale. Go at your own pace. First, you're going for a few normal rounds. Inhalation and exhalation is through both the nostrils right now. We will practice one round with exhalation only through the left nostril. But for now, continue the practice with the exhalation through both the nostrils. Continue the practice. Keep practicing. See if you're able to generate that sound. You can feel the contraction and the throat region. And after one more breath, you can suspend the practice. And now we are going to go for the practice where we are inhaling through both the nostrils, but we are exhaling through the left nostril. So just prepare yourselves for this last round. Just completely exhale out all the breath and then begin to inhale in the Ujjayi form. you inhale, both the nostrils are used. As you exhale, just form the pranayama mudra. Close the right nostril and exhale through the left nostril. Continue your practice. And after 2 more breaths, just suspend the practice and observe. Just observe the breath, the mind, the body, how you feel after this pranayama. Join both the palms together and rub both the palms together. And keep them on the eyes. Allow your eyes to open. Feet. One more time. Rub both the palms together. Place them on the eyes. Very slowly, silently. And looking at the palm. Open up your eyes. Start coming back. So how was everyone's experience? Were you able to generate that sound? Were you able to see what it was like, how it was working? Anybody faced any issues?
I think I'll just give a little bit of feedback. So some success with this one. I felt warmer, my head, my face, even my hands were, warmer. My feet are still a bit cold, but I think that's just my circulatory. Maybe it takes longer to get all the way to the other side of the body. And I also noticed that the exhale with the Ujjayi it's longer. The exhale is much longer. So that was really interesting to observe. Yeah.
Yeah, you gain better control on the breath when you practice Ujjayi.
Yeah, there was more control definitely, and yeah, like more control of the breath. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, thank you.
Good. So you can go for these practices more when you go deeper into these practices. Then, when you switch back to Bhastrika or Surya Bhedan, these practices, then you will definitely see a difference in those practices also. So earlier you were feeling very cold. So sometimes what happens is when we perform a particular pranayam, certain sensations are also, sensations are generally produced on the body. We are just generally not aware. So maybe for you, like that cold sensation is coming in the limbs also because of your condition, but generally also. So just try to observe that. Okay, when that
Yeah,
happens, just try to observe that because sensations are also produced. So maybe it doesn't have to do so much with your condition. Pranayam also has different stages, and one of them is actually sweating, and this thing has happened. Then there is shaking also in the body. So these are also stages of pranayam. So maybe it's not happening because of your condition. It's just like a sensation that is being produced as you are practicing those pranayam. Okay.
yeah,
So just observe. First, gain mastery in the practices you are comfortable with. So first go
yeah.
with it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think these ones are a little bit more contained. Maybe the Bastrika and the Kababati are, but they're more vigorous, I think. And actually, I had one question. It was your when I think it was in response to a comment that maybe Ray made yesterday when she was giving some of her experience about the Bastrika in the past, and you mentioned about having the hands up with the Bastrika. But the way we did it yesterday with you, we didn't have the hands. Is it better to not use the hands in Bastrika? Or what's your opinion?
I taught you the original technique that is given in the text. Okay.
Oh,
The one with the hand is a variation. So Sri Ravi Shankar, the propagator of art of living, is the one who introduced this variation. So sitting posture is also different in that. You sit in Vajrasan and then you go for this breath. It's a variation. Whichever one you're comfortable with, you can go ahead and do that. But it is a variation. It is not the original.
I like the way that you did it because with the hands, it just creates more like sort of it just makes me cold even more. So like with the hands flapping, but I like the way that you did it. So that yeah, I think I'll
Yeah,
keep doing that.
that's not the way I did it. It's the original technique,
Oh right,
and
yeah, that's what I meant.
that's the original technique.
Yeah,
And some people feel better doing the other one, so they can go ahead and first learn that properly and then practice that one. Okay, so I haven't taught it, so um, go and check that technique if you are planning to adopt that. In general, also for everybody who's present, if you're planning to adopt that one, you can first learn it properly and then increase your practice in that pranayama.
thank
So,
you.
any doubts, anyone, any difficulty that you guys faced? I hope nobody faced any dizziness or anything of that sort. Okay, great. So, once again, you can practice this at all times. Just make sure that you're not doing it after eating. Yeah, give some gap. So that will remain uh, true for every pranayam. However, you can do this in any posture. So if you feel like before sleeping you want to practice Ujjayi Pranayam for a while, you can go ahead and lie down in Shavasana and practice. Okay. So let's end today's session then. So back and neck straight. Just close the eyes. And observe the breath. You will chant Om one time, followed by 3 chanties. Inhale deeply for Om. Shanti. Join both the palms together and drop both the palms. Place them on the eyes. And guys, slowly while blinking and looking at the palm, open up the eyes. Come back with a smile. And namaste to everyone. I will see you all tomorrow for your philosophy class.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you so much.